So yeah. So the step name exactly you write, and the parameter you are going to write as a regular expression format. And the step name itself is your method name. So every method name will be joined with underscore and the page number. So this is the integer. That's why int page number that I am passing to my query param method. So that's all in the given section. So this is the request headers, request parameters, query parameters. Then when I when I hit the send button, this is the with the get method, you are hitting the send button. Then so you can verify the application JSON as a response header, extract the output. So I'm extracting the output, I'm storing in the response variable. So then see that, then I verify the response status code. So this is also integer number, right? Then see, I verify the response status code. Same here how we are written integer, the same way we are written, and int response status code. So get the response status code. Resp is the object, output stored, response output stored there. Get status code, and then the assertions dot assert equals. This is the assertions is a JUnit class. Assert equals is a static method of this class. Resp code, resp status code. You are writing this, and then I verify the first user record having email. So this one, I verify the first user record having email as an email ID. This is the string parameter. So that's what I'm mentioning here. So string you will represent like this. So see the same thing, double quotes I am so escaping with this one, and this double quotes also escaping with. But this one is the main thing here. So in the parenthesis, square bracket, caret symbol, so escaping this one. So the beginning part, whatever the email is, that's it is going to be a regular expression. It will represent string email. So now you get the string actual email ID, resp.path. How to take the response body JSON data value. So the path method is there in the response object. There is a path method. Path method you have to give so array name of email. So array name of email you are giving. Then you compare actual mail ID, and so this is the email ID that is coming from feature file. So this one. So this one and this one, it will rotate automatically. So that is the main thing you have to catch this thing. Path method, get status code, and this is the main, if there are parameters, regular expressions, we are going to use that. So that's the one thing. And then see, can you see here? Then 2 times I have written. Why? So this then is having and. Instead of and, you have to write well in the implementation time. So then only, because so you should not write and here. So that and belongs to this then only. The verification step. That's what we are doing here. So at the rate given. So next one. Again this step. So this one we are writing get single user. So at the rate given, provide valid endpoint to fetch single user. See, there is no parameters, right? That's why straightforward. So you are fetching the again base URL and service endpoint URL. And when, see that, when send the request to the server to fetch single user. So then you can see here. So fetching that single user, fetch single user, and response equal to RestAssured dot given. So dot header dot when get this one. So /2 means second user we are getting. Then content type application JSON extract response. We are getting that single user response in this response object. Then I validate the single user response status code 200. So you are validating the single user response status code 200. And I verify the response body field. So this is the very important. This is the where we're writing some logic to get the data table concept. So the data table concept we are implementing here. So this is straightforward, okay? This is the one. So this is the one you need to concentrate more. At the rate, then I verify the response body fields. So this single user response body fields. Where is single user, get single user, right? Yeah. So these body fields, you're going to get that. So you have to get, and you have to get from the data table also. How to get from data table? See, data table. So DT. So list of list string expected data. Expected data means it is coming from here, this one. And so data table object dot as lists. As lists. Why we are putting as lists? There are one row, multiple columns. List of list. Rows also you can increase. Rows also you can increase. You can increase the rows also. So rows also you can increase. Okay. See, int expected ID. So this ID, you're getting this ID. So this ID, how you're getting this ID? See, first row, right? First row, first column. So that means, so this is the list of list. So data get of 0 dot get of 0. So first list, row list, then column. So both you are specifying, then you will get an ID. So then you print that. Then string expected email. So expected data list dot get of 0, get of 1. So column is incrementing, not row. Row is only one, right? So that's why column is incremented here. That's why get of 1. So then same way, first name and last name, you got it. Then actual ID. Actual ID means in the response, in this response. So in this response, the ID, this ID, how you can get JSON data dot ID. That's a path, right? This is the path. So that path you are fetching here. So actual ID is response object, means total JSON data object in the Postman, whatever we have written. Then dot path. The path, what is the path? So data is the parent object, JSON object dot the field name ID. So then actual ID you got. So you can assert it. So actual ID and expected ID. Actual ID and expected ID. So then same way actual email. So actual email also same. So this is the email, right? So response object dot path method inside you give data dot email. So that's what data dot email. So you can do assertions dot assert equals actual email, expected email. So string the actual first name. So data dot first underscore name, assertions dot assert equals, so actual first name, expected first name. Same way, last name also you get it. So this is how to validate the response body fields in the rest assured. Okay. Any questions here? Okay. So next, last one. So get API for single user not found. Get API single user not found. So provide valid endpoint to single user not found. Send the request to the server, single user not found. I validate the single user not found response status code. That is 404. Again, data table concept I implemented. So this is the one data table concept, and this is also data table concept. And so you can do that same way here. So then so first given. So given why we are writing this given step is different. So the given step is different. See that this step and this given step is different, and these two are same, but these two given steps are different. So provide a valid endpoint to single user not found. If you want, you can put it the same. Okay, but so I just given a different. That's why I'm implementing again that same code. But it's a duplicate. You can make it same for all of them. But I just want to separate it. That's why, you know, which step is, you don't know, right? That's why I just want to separate scenario wise, and keywords I are given differently, even though code is same. So for better understanding and so easy to recognize in your logs, that's why I given a different, but code is same. So then when this is the main implementation, what is the main implementation? REST assured dot given, the precondition is headers you need to pass. When you send a get method with a /23, so the pending thing I'm sending, and then so you extract the response. Okay, extract the response. So then see, can you observe here? Here we used a list of list, but here I am using list of string expected data. So that means only one row, one column. There are no multiple columns. That's why only one list I have taken. So that's the difference between if there is a one row, one column. So one list is enough. If there are multiple row, one row, multiple columns, you have to take a list of list. So is it clear?
Yes. Yes, sir.
See here, I'm going to, you will get as a string, right? So then I'm converting, because this is a string. I'm converting the string into integer format, into expected status code equal to integer dot parse. So this string object is converted into primitive int format, and then you compare. So resp dot get status code is the actual value and is the expected status code. So that's all about this one. Okay. So any questions?
No.
Okay. So let's move on to the next post method. So post is so you are going to give the data post. Let me give put also. Let's copy this and delete and paste them. So post Let me write post. Similar, you don't need to worry about that. But here, post method, what is extra you will get? Can you tell me in the request body, what is the extra you will get, post and put? Body, request body. So that request body you need to provide. That's it. So you first see the feature file. So this is the feature file. So request post API feature scenario. Post API to create user scenario. Given provide valid endpoint to create a user. When I send the request to the server with the request body, then I validate the create user response status code. See, this is the data table concept. Which step below you write in the pipe symbol in between, that's a data table concept. This is your expected value, this one. And validate the create user response body fields. You're validating. How to validate, I'll show you that. Then this one is a data table. So data driven testing scenario outline with multiple usernames and jobs I'm going to name and job I'm going to give. These are the two fields in the JSON. So that's I'm going to give. So provide valid endpoint to create user. So this and this one is same. So one time given implementation is enough. So when I send the request to the server with the request body as parameters, name and job parameters. That's what same came in the example section also. Then I validate the create user response status code 201 and validate the create user response body fields. So Morpheus leader and this one automation. So this is the one. So now this is the how to implement, because we need to build the request body, right? How to build it. So let's go and see that. Post API test. So post API. So see that I'm going to take JSON object. So JSON object. See, JSON object is coming from org.json. We have in the form.xml. So form.xml, we have a org.json dependency. From that dependency, you are getting JSON object class. That class we are creating object. This is the one will build the JSON response request body. JSON request body. So at the rate given, so provide a valid endpoint to create a user. To provide valid endpoint to create user. See, that's what we are giving. To provide valid endpoint to create user. So rest assured dot base URI, read property value base URL, rest assured dot base path, read property value, service endpoint URL. Okay. So when I send the request to the server with the request body, right? So see JSON object dot put method. So name, just giving the value, job test engineer. So response. So I build the request body. So with this, see both fields, right? Name and job, I filled it. So rest assured dot given header, and see how we are specifying the request body. There is a body method. There is a body method. Body method inside this JSON object dot toString. You're converting into toString format. So that's the body method. When I request a post method, so when I hit the post method, then I extract the response. So then I validate the create user response status code. So list of string expected data dt. See, when there is a data table, you have to take a data table parameter. So the data table parameter data table is a data table class. Data table class. So these are all BDD Cucumber classes. So rest assured where you are using means this one. So setting the rest assured, the base URL, base path, and all this given, when, then format. So this is the rest assured. But these things are BDD style. And so you get this. We already discussed this, how to extract this is a very important. Validate the create user response body fields. So when you execute, you will get a body fields, right? So response dot path directly name you will get. So this is the actual name, and assertions dot assert equals actual name. JSON object dot get. So this is the put method for setting, and get method for so you're getting the name, you're getting the job value. Both you are comparing with the assertions dot assert equals. Okay, so this is the very important. You need to see how you set here and you're getting here. How we are getting with a get method and the field name you are giving. Field name you are giving. So please catch these points. These points are very important. Then next, so now this one I'm implementing. So see that string and string. Okay, as a request body. So string, right? We want to send one is string name, string job. String name, string job. So that's what we did. So JSON object dot put name, whatever the name you are sending from the example section, that will come, and the parameter. Basically, we are passing the parameter. So here we hard coded, right? Here we hard coded. Here we hard coded, and here what we are doing? We are parameterizing. So then body dot JSON object dot to string. So the post method, then content type. So this is the extract dot response. So this is another how you can so validate. So again, you validation, you don't need to write again. See the same validate the create user response body fields means this is enough. This will take care. Okay. So only this scenario outline you are validate. We are writing the logic. Less code. You can reuse the steps also. So that is the one. And put method almost similar. Okay, so put method is similar. See this, what is the put method? So only one step. So smoke update the user scenario. Given I want to provide valid endpoint to update user. When I send the request to the server with valid request body to update, then I validate the status code and body fields. Same whatever we did for the post, almost similar code. There is no difference. See that? Response object we declare globally. JSON object you created for that class. Then I want to provide valid endpoint to update the user. The base URL you set and endpoint URL you set. So then, so send the request to the server with valid request body to update. And JSON object dot port, what value you want to give. Name, what is the job you want to give. So RestAssured dot given header and body. This similar, right? There is no change. But put method you are giving here /2 extra. So whatever missed here in these two lines, the extra you can specify here with a method name. Then so you get the data through data table, you get the status code and compare with assert equals, then validate. So name and this one. Okay, so that's the similar code. There is no change in the validations. And the last one is delete one. So what is delete method? Delete method is very simple. So delete API scenario, I want to provide valid endpoint. When I send the request to the server, then I validate the delete response status code 204. So similar way you implement that. Then, so only one step right here. Again, so only response object will be there. Given, I want to provide valid endpoint and RestAssured dot base URI and RestAssured dot base path. So if it is anything missing here, and you will give here in the, so which one you are deleting, you are specifying here. So RestAssured dot given, the given is a precondition, and when is a hitting, basically action is doing, you are sending the button, right? You're clicking send button, that send button with a delete method. So and the endpoint, whatever the URL left here, that you are giving here. Then extract the response, and then so data table concept we are using. Data table. So you have to specify, sir, where is the data table? You in your the feature file, if you specify like this, automatically when you are implementing this step, you must take the parameter as a class, data table class, and that reference object. So then dt dot as list method, not as list, yes. Okay, as list method, and you store here, and then call the get method here on this list dot get of 0. So you will get expected status code and expected value and actual value. Actual value, you know, response dot get status code method. So then compare using assert equals. So that's all about this, how to write the feature files, how to write the stabilization files. So the last one is runner file, how to run. So we just need a one runner file. So let me show you what is a runner file. Just you will specify this feature file location, this stabilization file path. So then the reporting structure you will specify. See this. So you have to give the path. So path properly, you just, so you need to select here, right click, features folder, right click, and get the path. This is the path. So this is the path you need to give it here. Okay, so that's the path I changed it. So glue step underscore def plugin pretty. So dry run equal to false, monochrome equal to true. So monochrome is the console output you will get properly. So publish true, step notifications true, tags. So tags I'll show you after, first run it as it is. Okay, then you will see this which group you want to run. Then you can enable this tags. So this is the plugin is basically reports HTML target folder cucumber-report.html report will generate. So there is a target right here. Under this report will generate. So JSON output folder will generate under this project structure. JUnit also, JUnit underscore XML folder inside cucumber.xml will generate. Here cucumber.json will generate. So these are the reports you will get automatically. So if you write the plugin option, so they will ask all these are cucumber options. So what are all the cucumber options? Features, glue, plugin, dry run, monochrome, publish, step notifications, tags. These are all the cucumber options. Okay, so let's come back and then we'll run and we'll see the report. Okay.